Joey fucking did it again. He did it again. Like, he doesn't miss. Joey actually doesn't miss. I don't even know how you go back in time this well. Like, how he's recreating this shit better than it was created back then. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Like, I just need answers to how he's so fucking ahead of his time. Joey's from the fucking past. I'm convinced. This picture was actually taken in like 1990. It is finally here. We finally got the new Joey Badass album 2000, the highly anticipated album from hip hop sensation Joey Badass. Badman is back after taking like a 5 year hiatus. I think it's been. It's crazy. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but yeah, I've got a chance to listen to the album a few times. I listened to it like 2 or 3 times while I was at work, like all the way through. So I think I've had enough time to gather my thoughts, and I've been able to listen to every song and really dissect everything and get the whole feel vibe of the album. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk about what I liked, maybe some things I didn't quite like or think he could have done differently, and yeah, just give my initial thoughts on the album. But yeah, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely love this album. Like, I think it's a big breath of fresh air in an industry where it's so saturated with songs that sound the same, artists that sound the same. This is like, it's so refreshing to hear. It's like a glass of cold lemonade on a summer day. It's just, this is kind of the style that everyone's been craving and wanting from Joey, and he's kind of conforming to what the people want, I feel like, in a way, while kind of staying true to his growth and evolution as an artist. It's not exactly like 1999, you know what I mean? Like, there is like a little bit of difference in the vibe because he's just grown as a person. He was so young since 1999, and they were in like high school, which is ridiculous. Just the bars that like him and the whole crew be spitting, like it always goes over my head. Like, you'd be lying if you said that some of their bars don't go over your head because of how creative they are. Like, I love Joey's style. The whole production on the record is like amazing. Like, Static Selecta and I think Kirk Knight works on it a little bit as well. On the track Zip Codes, Kirk Knight produced that beat, which is I had no idea he was like that great of a producer. Like, that is a great beat that he came up with for that song Zip Codes. Yeah, wow. Like, this beat is so impressive. Like, from Kirk Knight, man. Equally as good a producer as he is a rapper, so that's awesome. Like, just the punchlines and metaphors and wordplay is so on point. I'm sure he's worked on other songs on the album. I should really look it up, but yeah, these guys are just so talented. Like, and Static Selecta's beats, man, like they're so good. Like, they fit Joey so well, and just the whole New York, Brooklyn vibe. Like, it's there with him, and like it's so good. Like, just sonically, musically, like the album's fucking amazing. He's got to be like one of my favorite producers to listen to because like he just comes up with these like amazingly melodic, soulful, like old school grooves that just fit Joey's tone like perfectly, and mixed with Joey's bars that he's bringing to each song. Um, it's just addicting. It's completely addicting to listen to, and you can listen to it over and over. Joey Badass and like kind of the whole pro era. You could just keep listening to their songs and hearing like new things you didn't catch before. Encapsulates like everything about like the early 2000s, like that era. Even the song with like Chris Brown, like that R&B song, like when I was listening to it, I was like, this is like an early freaking 2000s Chris Brown song like I'm listening to, and he just always has done such a great job of just like putting you in a time capsule and like bringing you back in time for a little bit and like showing you what like true freaking hip hop is, man. I love it. One of my favorite tracks is actually what is it? Show Me, I believe it's called. Yeah, that song is fucking gorgeous. Like, just Joey's storytelling ability. Just his flow just fits so perfect on that freaking record, and it really is just beautiful. That's probably like one of my favorite songs, if not my favorite song on the album. Show Me. That Static Selecta beat is just freaking gorgeous. Just like that melody of that the vocalist singing on the hook, and like how the melody of the beat kind of mirrors the chorus. Um, it's just gorgeous. That's probably that's probably my favorite song on the album. The song "Written in the Stars," I think is a notable song as well, just on how he believes like this was his prophecy, like this was his fate, just like being a storyteller for capital Steez and just like where he's from, like this was his prophecy. That's what he believes, man. Like it was written in the stars for him. Yeah, it's like Joey is almost the vessel for what Capital Steez was all about and what he represented. Song "Wanna Be Loved" as well is a notable song featuring JID, which they're actually a very compatible duo, JID and Joey. I didn't really know when I saw it what I thought about it initially, but I was pleasantly surprised. JID's verse really delivers. He changes up his flow pretty often in his verse, which I appreciate. But yeah, another good track with "Wanna Be Loved." No complaints on that one there. I love "Show Me," "Where I Belong." That's a freaking classic. Like, I know that song has come out before the album dropped, but that is a classic song, "Where I Belong." Hey, that rhyme. Yeah, and especially um, of that music video of him at that legendary skate park. And I want to go to that LES skate park so bad where that music video was filmed. Like, it looks like such a rad skate park. But yeah, just that song is a fucking classic, man. I swear that song is gonna be played for years to come. That's tied with favorite song. That's tied with "Show Me" for my favorite song on the album, to be honest. But um, dude, this is a great track too. Make Me Feel. This shit makes me feel good. Like it's just new Prezi on my wrist. Call me Joe Biden. Like he's name dropping the president, dog. Yeah, Make Me Feel. That's another very great track featuring West Side Gun. Let's see, what are some of the other songs that I was really messing with? Yeah, that first song, The Baddest Man, I just love how that starts out like that piano like line that just makes you bob your head like, and it's so like funky, like just the notes, how it goes like lower from higher, like piano keys, like it just feels real. And when you add that realness to music, like you get something beautiful, like you just get a very like nice sound. Every song is just a whole like new vibe and the new energy, and I love the drums that the producers on this album use. Just feels very real and authentic. It's like very reminiscent of like live music. You know what I mean? The hi hats, the kicks, the snares. Like it feels like ones you would oh, okay, my computer fell asleep. My bad. But it feels like drums that you would actually hear live, if that makes sense. Also, love this song. I don't know if you could hear it in the background. I'm assuming you can, but brand new 911. Um, I love that saxophone sample that they have. Like that one, just just feels so old school, man. I love that sound. Just like that old school, like Brooklyn style, man. Like that's why I love Joey, guys. Like he has never switched up. He's always just stayed. Um, who he is the whole time, and he hasn't switched up. He hasn't let the industry change him. He's like the one of the realest artists of this generation. And my friends and I were talking because we actually went to a Joey Badass show like a week or two ago, which was like the one of the best shows I've ever been to. Like it was at the Fillmore Theater in Minneapolis, and it was just so dope. He actually puts on like a show. Like you don't have to be down there like going crazy. Like there were people up top just like chilling. Like they were like seats like in a theater, and people were chilling because he actually just puts on a show like that. Like, but yeah, that show was like one of the best shows I've ever been to, and he's just such a performer, and he's just so good. Like, he's just so good, man. It seems like the album that would come like right after 1999, if that makes any sense. Like, it seems like it would go in chronological order with this album, like if you released it the year after or something, but it's coming out in 2022, you know what I mean? He does just a great job of just putting you in that time, you know what I mean? Just the bass lines and the heavy bass lines. I love those. Just the grooves that make you bob your head and just you could like listen to on repeat. Yeah, that brings us to the song Survivor's Guilt. Yeah, that's another beautiful track. He says some pretty personal things. He was kind of talking about how everybody like thinks they know Steez, but we don't know capital Steez. We don't know him as a person. We know his music. That's it. And um, I think Joey's kind of sick of people pretending like they knew him personally when we don't. And he's sick of people pretending like they know what it's like when they don't. I personally have lost people close to me, like friends, and I know what that is like, but we will never truly know, how Joey is feeling, because we're not him. In a way, what makes it so crazy is like all of this had to happen. Like he had to live through all this shit to be who he is, to be where he is. Like that's the craziest shit. Like he had to have gone through everything, including Capital Steez's death, to like bring us this organic fucking shit. Like he's actually speaking of these experiences of this trauma, and it's just what makes music so beautiful. To be able to express these things like that and hear it in the music, it's really awesome. And yeah, Capital Steez just seemed like a genius. Like he honestly just he seems like freaking Albert Einstein, like in a different way. Survivor's Guilt, man, that's another great one on the album. It has a more melancholy tone with the subject matter that he's talking about. Because it's about Capital Steez, rest in peace. But um, yeah, another great song on the album that I really enjoyed. All right, now the moment you guys have all been waiting for. Tracks that weren't my favorite. Um, I didn't really care, to be honest. I'm gonna keep it a buck here. You could say I'm all wrong, or I'm full of shit or whatever, but this is in the end. At the end of the day, it's all a matter of opinion. So I don't really care what anyone says. But the chorus to like Cruise Control. Well, Cruise Control like um, in its entirety wasn't really my favorite track. Like it seems like a really good song to throw on while you're driving with the top down, but the chorus didn't really do it for me. I think it fit like the vibe of the record, the chorus, but I don't know. It just wasn't my favorite track on the album. And like again, I'm nitpicking because the album's a great album, so I'm just like nitpicking little things. But I think Cruise Control um, didn't really hit compared to the other ones for me. Yeah, like it's not a bad chorus. I don't know. Just compared to the rest of the album, it's not my favorite, okay? Artists Make Me Feel, which we just talked about. Where I Belong, classic song. Brand New 911, we talked about that with that amazing. Is that the one with the amazing saxophone sample? Yes, it is. I wonder what song that's from, you know what I mean? Like, I used to know this website where you could look up a song and it'll actually bring up the sample it's from. It's called whosampled.com. I don't know if it's still around, but I would just like be bored just like looking up different songs and seeing like where they got the sample from another song, you know? Um, yeah, that shit's very fascinating to me. Just like the origins of beats and stuff. I love that, bro. It sounds like know what it sounds like? It sounds like a fight night game like soundtrack song. Like with that saxophone sample, bro. It sounds like a fight night round 3 song or something. Actually, Atmosphere had a song featured in one of the fight night games, so that's kind of cool. Cruise Control. As I said, it's not my favorite on the album. I'm sorry. Don't Kill Me. Eulogy, a very like boom bap old school vibe track. Straight bars, straight drums. Yeah, just Eulogy is great too. Just coming with that classic sound once again. Zip Codes is something special. Like I love that beat Kirk Knight cooked up. Yeah, Zip Code, another classic. Might have to call that one a classic as well as Where I Belong. Just a refreshing album, guys. Like I feel like this is an album just that people need right now. Like people are just craving something different, and maybe now Joey will finally get the recognition I feel like he deserves. Because like this man is absolutely crazy. Like production, like the beats, like the delivery, the bars, like it's all there. The waves that, no pun intended, that he's been able to create, and like the empire he's been able to build. Um, it's so impressive, man. And his fan base is like, he has like an occult fan base. Like, man, he just spits some real shit in all of his songs, which I think is partly the reason he goes under the radar. People don't really generally enjoy listening to really heartfelt, felt like deep songs or like controversial music. Sometimes people just like escaping and just like feeling good, which I can respect in a way. But we can't just keep ignoring everything that's going on, which is very important. Um, and yeah, Joey references a lot of a lot of what's going on in the world, which I really love. Like we can't just keep ignoring and pretending like everything's fine. We have to address these issues going on, which Joey is like an advocate for. He speaks about very important things, which I think is really cool. And I think that's partially the reason, unfortunately, he's so underrated in the hip hop world. Is because he talks about important things. And like very relevant things to this day. I'm glad I kind of refound my love for him and like lyrical hip hop. It's making a comeback, and it's starting with this guy. To be honest, like I'm gonna be listening to this for a long time. Um, because yeah, you'll just catch something new every single time, and that's what makes this type of music so awesome to listen to and be a fan of, because it takes more than one listen. It for sure takes more than two listens. You could listen to this probably like 100 times and still catch something that you didn't hear before. So I love this album. It's gonna be in my rotation for a while. Definitely lived up to the standard of the 1999 album, and yeah, I don't really have much to bad to say about it.